Welcome to the Eskimo experience. Battery level 120%, firing mode, frosty.
Dr. Jones checking in for the Eski couch. I got Brother Kaiser with me. Brother Timmy, how are we, boys?
Always good, even when I'm bad.
Yeah, man. Yeah, same. Good. Very
good. We are, so we got our lockdown extended, another 4 weeks. Overjoyed about that. I'm pretty chuffed.
My advice, hang in there.
Yeah, it'll end soon. And you're free again now.
Yeah, but look, to the guys in Sydney, I know you've just done 6 weeks. You've got 4 more. We did 8 months last year. I don't want to sit here on my soapbox, but just hang in there.
Yeah.
Just 10 weeks. It feels like the end of the world. It's like when you break up with your first girlfriend when you're 18 or 22. It's not the end of the world. There's going to be more girls. All right. You will get back outside. You will get back outside.
Mate,
all right?
I'm just crying about paintball, the lack of.
Yeah.
And I guess we can lead straight into that. The announcement that Super Sevens are postponing, maybe never to be held round 2. And it's sort of playing it by ear. But yeah, so it's obviously postponed now, definitely because of the 4-week lockdown. Mike's come out and said you got to win 3 rounds to get a series ring, which is...
Yeah, so again, second year, no series.
Yeah. Last year he was happy for 2 rounds for a series ring. This year 3 rounds. So
I thought you were going to say Mike's come out.
Yeah, nah, he hasn't come out.
Stranger things have happened during this lockdown.
Yeah. So it looks like, yeah. So whether they do hold a round when lockdown. So I spoke to him briefly the other week, and he said that when the lockdown finishes, he's going to hold the 10-man as soon as possible. So basically the next weekend or 2 weeks after that, and then try and run 7s a couple of weeks after that. So that was sort of where he'd left it with me. From there, I guess if, it's getting awfully close to Masters time by
especially
then,
after the dates have been brought forward.
Yeah.
Realistically, I know, I'm only going to speak from a WA perspective here, and just not people, but just our government rules in terms of how we open our borders to the closed down states and whatnot. Yep. I know one big thing is case numbers have got to be down. It's not necessarily you have to be able to lockdowns and all that, but as long as your case numbers are under, I forget what it is, but then it needs to be the same for 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think realistically with 4 weeks puts us at the end of August.
Yep.
Then that extra 4 weeks for and I'm just talking from the WA standpoint, I think New Zealand will probably fall in the same boat.
100%.
That's then basically end September, October. Yep. It's I hate to say it, I said this to Dwayne the other day. He and I were talking about the 1v1, and I just said, look, I feel for Mike, John, those running the business in Sydney, because I can't imagine how much they're hurting. Yeah. It's bad enough for everyone living there and lockdown. Anyone that's copping a business hit in this time it's really shit. Has been for Kai when he went through his 8 months. And all the rest, but I'm glad they made the call. It as much as it sucks, I'm glad they've sort of just gone rip the Band-Aid off. It's going to have to be what it is.
Yeah, the hand forced really. I mean, Gladys made the call.
Yeah, and look, man, it is what it is. I think as long as it works. I hate the idea of going through a lockdown like we've just done. 4 or 5 weeks, and the numbers are still going up. It makes you think, well, fuck, what did we do this for in the first place?
I think the problem is the problem you guys have got at the moment is that you've got so many of you following the rules and all that sort of stuff, which suck. But then you get and it's not just what happened over the weekend, but there's so much behind the scenes, people just doing their thing. I mean, again, I can only speak from what I hear from you guys as my friends, through what I see through Facebook posts or whatever else. It's not a media thing even. It's just literally just...
It's just the hypocrisy of it, I was driving yesterday and I've gone past a cop car. 2 coppers in the car. One's got a mask on, one doesn't.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
lived with Melbourne, man. That was, we'd be in the streets and they'd be walking,
Yeah. Shoulder to shoulder.
what the COVID sees your badge and
Yeah.
Yeah.
avoids.
And yeah, look, and that's where like you understand where some of the motivations for things like the weekend come about from some of the hypocrisy.
Look, yeah,
I think a lot of it come
having said that, going to the city, being a moron, punching a horse is not going to help.
Yeah, no. Doesn't
like
help
that,
any stretch of the imagination.
But look, it's
I've a lot of friends with a lot of
going to set you back.
I was going to say, I've got a lot of friends with a lot of different beliefs. I've got some of them being very vocal about their beliefs about what's going on in the world at the moment. Both sides of it. I was like,
Yep.
you do you, but ultimately think about everyone else around you.
Yeah.
Like whether you believe in it or not, or whether you believe in your restrictions or not, they're there. It's one of those shit times where if you do toe the line, like I'm not saying you need to behave blindly, but if you do the right thing by your neighbour,
yep,
and by extension your neighbours, in theory you should be out of this. Like, and the numbers should sort of spike and go. Like I would expect them to be going up after the weekend.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, look, I mean, your Facebook meme's not going to change anything, and going to the city acting like a Mad Max is not going to do anything either.
Yeah.
It's pretty counterproductive, actually.
Yeah, and that's like it punishes everyone else for their, and I think that's the point you're making, Timmy, that whether you believe it or not, you still just got to do what fucking, it's the law at the moment. You still got to do that. Like we've bought a new car. It's sitting at the dealership waiting to be picked up, but the dealership's on the Central Coast and we can't go and pick it up. The salesman's going, come get your car. And I'm like, man, legitimately, I can't go more than 10 Ks from my house for anything other than work. The coppers aren't going to like it. When I got pulled over by the coppers and got asked what I'm doing, it was full Gestapo situation when I was going to work. I can imagine how that conversation would have gone if I'd have said, I'm just going to pick up my new car, mate.
Yeah, like a lead balloon.
Yeah, exactly.
And look, that leads into a bunch of other things. Like I know, obviously, there's a big conspiracy theorist community within paintball. It is the nature of our sport. But as I say, that's the whole thing. Like I don't disagree with points on both sides, but just look out for your mates. That's the best thing I can say.
Yep.
The more you look out for your mates, it's just going to flow on. Unfortunately, as you said, Kai, playing Mad Max in the city centre is not going to help things.
Yep.
Yeah, playing Die Hard at the train yard ain't going to help.
The funny thing is,
I'm not going to justify any Black Lives Matters protests that were happening during lockdowns and all that either.
Yeah, no,
quite frankly, yes, that is hypocrisy, and none of that sort of shit should have happened at the same time.
No. So the question is, does punching a police horse count assaulting police?
Just don't build other animals, man. Just don't build animals.
Yeah,
don't be a dick to animals.
Yeah,
you want to have a crack at the human.
Yeah,
exactly.
And you can see that he was deflecting it, but still he did touch the horse. Back off, bro.
That's it. So keeping on with the trend of events, a 1v1 was had. So
people had some fun.
Like everyone had a great time, Tim, and I was just watching it.
That was it was a randomly, like, we set that field up like we were talking about last week. We were going to basically just throw something out there on Saturday and sort of see how we worked it out. That we pieced that together in a couple of hours. It turned out to be actually really damn fun and looked like fun to play.
Yeah.
To the point where I hope it's still there come the weekend. I know we're going out for a scenario members day, just for a shits and giggles day, playing bushball instead of tournament, as a follow-on from the sevens being canned. But I'd love to get out there and play a couple of 1v1s on that field later. It just looked like fun. It was good to commentate. I enjoyed commentating that one.
Yeah, nice.
I've enjoyed commentating all of them, but I really enjoyed commentating that one.
All good. Winners, so Div 1.
Div 1, Nick Lamb.
Beautiful. So
little Lammy's been he's made top 16 a few times and then sort of copped the rough draw. Our Eskimo brother, Brennan Asker, comes second, and he looked like the red hot favourite coming into it. Like he legitimately, Bren was looking sharp, and then the poor bastard jammed a bunch of balls in his hopper off the start in the first point. So Nick got that one. Admittedly, Nick put a really good ball straight onto him to get that, and then Bren got that sorted. Second point was just over like that. It was just Nick's break shooting on in that final was like just bang on.
Yeah, nice.
Dario Nikolic came third. So for those who don't know Dario, he actually lives at Dizzy. He's the caretaker there. He used to work with me at Wasp.
Nice.
Funnily enough, we work at the same company now. But yeah, he hasn't played a little over 12 months. He played the last 1v1 last year just to come out and blow some steam off and sort of play a little bit. And yeah, hopefully this sort of preempts him playing a little bit more. So we saw a bit of that this weekend. So we saw a couple of new players. Young lass Jean, her first ever event, third time ever playing paintball.
Yeah, nice.
So not just like tournament, recreational, everything.
Yeah, cool.
She's been out 3 times. She works as a ref down at the Serpentine Wasp Field. And she came up, was moving forward off the break, like wasn't sitting there trying to hide behind a gun. Actually moved forward. To her detriment, she probably moved to the same spot every time and got picked off just playing tall. But she's going to learn really quickly. But she won a point against.
Yeah, nice.
I forget who, but it was an experienced player. So that was really cool. But then we also had Whitey and Bryce come out. They used to play the Sex Apron. So again, these guys are institutions over here in WA. Kai knows them from running into them in Asia. God knows how many times.
Yeah, Whitey's
those guys.
Getting barreled by a bus on his motorbike, actually.
Yeah, yep. That's the. So he's only just been walking and moving around properly in the last couple of months.
Yeah, there you go.
So it was just cool to see people come out. And again, it was played in the same spirit as the last few have been played in. Everyone was there for a good time. It was nice to give away some cool prizes. Like Gladiator came to the party hugely like they always do. HK again, DLX as always. But it's nice to have the support of like your sponsors. And then obviously
Big Dog's Burgers.
Ram with the big dog, giving the burgers away.
Yeah.
So no, it was cool. It was a fun day. We dodged the weather too, which was great.
Yeah, nice. Cool.
Was Big Zach out there, or was he off shooting Beauty and the Geek season 3?
He was playing Mad Max on Saturday and non-existent on Sunday. I think he was actually down at Bunbury helping his mum out, to be honest. So no, we didn't see Zach at this one. We didn't see Matty Kling at this one.
Right.
Admittedly, like Matty openly said he wasn't going to play this one because he didn't want to he love his confidence, just backed himself that he was going to just go through and whoop on most people. He didn't expect to win it, but he expected to win it, if you know what I mean.
That's funny. You've heard Greenspan's play on one-on-ones, right? You've heard why he hates them?
No.
Yeah, anyone can fucking beat you.
Well, if you beat him, then you beat Ryan Greenspan. If you get beaten by him, well, you got beaten by Ryan Greenspan.
So what?
Yeah. But
So
Ryan,
I
know like Ryan's now starting to lean big into the coin jewel. Like on that, he's leaning into the coin jewel. He's actually playing them a lot.
Yes.
So he's not losing many, which you would expect. Yeah. But he has lost a couple, and he's copping it better than I ever thought Ryan ever would.
100%. Since the coin jewel has come out, he is 100% 180 on the one-on-ones. But if you asked him a year ago,
he wouldn't be.
No, I'm not fucking playing one-on-one. If you beat me, you beat Ryan Greenspan. If I beat you, then you got beaten by Ryan Greenspan.
And that's probably it. It's
pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Yeah.
Playing for a coin now instead of ego, so it's a little bit easier. So.
Well, it's interesting on that because I've been listening to Carl Markowski's got his latest podcast is with Alex Frazier, and they've been talking about coin jewel and hormones in general. It's like and Alex was talking about it. It's a fantastic idea, and he actually called Carl out because Carl's like, I don't want to give these up, and he was holding his 3 coins. Because I don't want to give these up. These are like an acknowledgement from you guys of like what I have in the community. And Alex is like, I'll send you more tomorrow. Just fucking go and play.
Yeah.
And he goes, like, you're always gonna have access to these coins. It's not an issue. Like, and I think he actually tempted Carl with a black coin. And he goes, but it was that whole thing of.
But I'm the same, Tim. You've got a couple from your headbands, right? I don't want to lose mine either.
Yeah.
And, you know, luck of the draw, I'll get shot off the break and lose my coin to some kid that's never fucking played. Like,
Shoot yourself in the foot as you're bringing your gun up.
My headband. You don't automatically get them with your headbands.
oh,
True.
didn't you get it?
Have you got gold coins?
No, they didn't send me gold. I got a really nice letter. Did you see the letter that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw your letter.
I got the note and the silver coin.
Dude,
I also got a text. I told you last time. I got a text from Alex saying, "There's more on the way."
Yeah. So I'd say they're gonna. You're their connection to Australia. So I dare say you're going to be the man with the coins to start with. So when we do see each other, I am taking a gold coin off you.
Silver.
Excellent.
No, I'm taking Kai's gold, and if you get black, I'm taking that too. But then someone can try and come and take it from me. I'm going to tell you to fuck yourself, but we're going to play anyway.
100%.
Challenge accepted. Yeah.
I think it's a great idea, and I think it's something
because of this sort of stuff.
Exactly,
Yes,
100%.
Exactly.
When
and the banter.
Challenge accepted. Yeah. I love this. Yeah.
There was like Harris Hussain had up like someone tagged him in it. Some guy over there, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I've been asking pros to play for coins, and the only one that took me up was Harris." You know.
Yeah. And that's what they said. They said there's a few pros that are not like surprise Mouse won't play anyone because he's worried about his reputation. Apparently Tyler is the same, but Tyler has a reputation with one-on-ones as well. I understand where they're coming from as well, but the whole thought process behind the whole coin idea is to be commended, and the fact that it's actually even these guys have got people reaching out to them from the community, especially like that was one thing that weirded me out when obviously I first started meeting all these pros being away and within Australia when they come out for sevens and all that. I don't think a lot of Americans realize, or a lot of Australians realize actually how much closer we are to those pros in terms of personal interactions than what they are to most of American players.
Yeah,
most American players put them on this pedestal and don't go anywhere near them. Whereas
you're absolutely right.
We'll sit here and Kai's the exception. He's buddies with absolutely everyone. But Jonesy, you think about like our interactions with Tim, Sam, Chad, Ryan.
I'll tell you a quick story on that. We were at World Cup Asia and I was bunking. HK Army had paid for my room. I was staying with Ryan with Greenspit. I was out drinking. I said, blah, blah, blah. I've been living at Greenspit and Matty Marshall's house. And we're in Langkawi and Moorhead was there. And I'm friends with all those guys for years as well. And I said, something, Greenspit's my best, me and Greenspit will look after me. He's my best mate. And Ryan Moorhead looked at me and he gave me this real, Ryan, and, he just gave me this America fucking look and goes, you're not best friends with Ryan Greenspit. And I didn't go, oh, yes, I am or anything. And Damien Ryan goes, yes, he is. And, and then when we were at, and I didn't say anything and I just kept drinking or whatever. And then when we were at playing the taser ball in San Diego, Greenspit came to pick me up and Moorhead was on my team that day. And we'd finished the shoot. Warner Brothers, we'd signed the contracts, all that. We were packing up. And someone goes, how are you getting home? And I go, Greenspit's coming to pick me up. And again, I think Moorhead goes, Greenspit's not coming to pick you up. And Damien Ryan again goes, yes, he is.
Yeah.
And Rin drove into the car park and picked me. And Ryan doesn't do that. Ryan's a bastard if you're American. Like, and these guys were like, fuck. Greenspit just came to pick Kai up. Like, drove from his, because Ryan's not gonna, if you're American, we are much, much closer than the average Joe over there is, 100%.
Yeah. And it's, partially because like we are a smaller community, like obviously we bring them out for the sevens or we interact with them like myself when we've been in Asia, Europe, all that sort of stuff.
Yep. Or I just go live for 3 months at a time.
Well, as I say, Kai, you're the exception to everyone. But there's plenty of us that put them on that pedestal. Like especially our younger players. Gaddy, I'm not calling you out, buddy, but like you had to change your underwear every time you saw Chad. But start on Jordan. I love you, Jordan.
In fairness, Chad did take Gaddy under his wing before he'd even picked up a market.
But this is exactly but this is exactly my point.
Yeah.
Like
He wouldn't
these
have
guys
done
do put them on a pedestal, but they have that. They were able to have that interaction, and then that sort of evened out a bit, and they can actually legitimately see them as friends.
Yep.
And have a personal relationship, and that's why those two boys. I'm not calling you out because that helped me sort of see another side of like their patience and their willingness to reach out, which I think a lot of the American paintball community
they probably don't
would be
see
surprised
that.
at.
Yeah.
They would think, oh, I'll pay for a clinic, and then they'll probably get that interaction when they're at a clinic.
Yep.
But then think that was it, not realize that. I think a lot of their local guys like see it a bit, like you see it with Ronnie Dizon, with the Blast Camp guys, through his vlogs. Like you see that exposure of what they have to their local communities. But that's like getting back to the coin jewel thing. That was the whole purpose of it, is to force those sort of interactions.
Just
so
take those walls
they
down.
get what we get.
Yep.
Sort of thing.
Yep. Which is cool. And I dig it. I think it's a great idea.
Well, and that's the thing. I know there's definitely more people in Australia that do have actual hormesis, actual coin jewel coins.
We'll
and
call
it
it
will
out
be only a matter of time before there are some actual
Michael Burt
people
does.
said,
I'm sure
Yeah.
Michael Burt.
oh, he'll have bloody 30 already.
all paid for.
Yeah.
79 headbands. So
Yeah.
he seems to get in on every drop. So
Yeah, that dude has more luck than anyone else with that stuff.
Yeah.
But there'll come a time, like I'm sure at some point Alex is going to reach out to you and go, hey, I want to spread this further. Like, I've already hooked you up. Like, who else am I hooking up?
Yeah, that's where Kaiser goes. We'll hook up the Eskimo brothers.
But I would expect them to not be gold coins, because I like the fact that American pros get that gold coin. But then
100%.
things like guys, I'm going to take a stab at guys like Mike, yourself, Kai, like those that have had influence within the industry for a long time. Like they're recognizing field owners in America with the black coins. Like that sort of thing's going to get around. I'd imagine that's going to make its way to someone like I'm using Mike as an example because he's been the biggest promoter in Australia for a long time.
Yeah.
Look, I've thought the same. I thought if they do send me and I actually have thought this, if they do send me a gold or a black, do I deserve it? And then I'm thinking, on this continent I do, but on the planet I don't.
But it's the whole reason you got recognized with the band in the first place. Like, yeah, okay, you're the one that they know the most, but they also recognize the fact that you've had that influence and other people recognizing you for having that contribution and that influence.
Yeah, 100%.
That's where you do deserve it. It's that it's what Makowski was going on. It's that recognition by
brother.
them. So if they think you early enough, then that should be enough.
I'll keep that note forever.
Yeah.
That's the thing, man. So you should.
100%.
So you should. Like, and that's the thing. Like, Axel's going to appreciate that shit when he gets old enough to understand it.
Well, he was playing with the box the other day, and Laura picked it up, and I went, "Don't touch that." He was like, "It's a box," and I go, "It's not a box. Put it back on the shelf." She was like, "What's wrong with you?" And I was like, "That is like red.
Mine's just there.
Like, put it on the shelf. Like, it's not a box."
Yeah,
it is. It's not the box you're looking for.
Yeah.
All good. All right. So, we did touch briefly about looking after yourself in lockdown and so forth. And I thought now's a good time, with not much paintball happening on the East Coast, at least, that we sort of have a bit of a chat about training and fitness sort of stuff. Because, I'm 40 years or 42 this year. Kaiser's starts with a 4. Timmy doesn't.
I'm 3 years off it, or 2.5 years now.
Yeah. So, we're getting to that point, like we still play at the highest level, and fitness plays a part in that. If you didn't have some sort of sense of fitness, you wouldn't be able to do that and perform in Australia. I guess let's just bust it out and let's talk about what we do to train fitness wise. And I know my training's changed a bit over the last 12 months, just with injuries and shit like that. So I've sort of reassessed a little bit. And I used to do a lot of running and I don't run anymore. And that was, old man's knees are starting to catch up with me, and so that sort of, and there was a time I used to do sort of 50 Ks a week, and now.
Really?
Yeah, back in the day. And last year I was still doing, 30 Ks a week. So, and now I'm just walking. That's sort of my go-to now, is just walking, and that's it. But I do still lift weights. And obviously after the surgery, that's been a bit slow, and sort of just getting stuff back happening and getting sort of back to where I want to be now. So I guess, Timmy, do you want to go through a little bit what you do?
I go to training on a Sunday.
And by drop weight bicep curls, yeah?
No, actually, okay. So obviously, when I've been at the Eski house, I've had a couple of drinks, because like I haven't had that pressure on me that I would normally have like SDK. But I'm not a big drinker by any stretch. Like most people in WA know this. Like our big drinkers are menace. Yeah. And I enjoy a drink. Let's make no bones about it. But I'd be lucky to drink 1 or 2 drinks a week, if that. No, I've never been a gym guy. I have a gym membership. I haven't used it as much as I should have done. I'd signed up with that with my partner, Anel, because she's a gym goer. That's actually something she's now back on an earlier shift. So the idea was I was going to use her to motivate me to go to the gym. I've just never been a single workout sort of person. Like I've always loved team sports. That's the whole reason I gravitated towards paintball. It was nothing to do with, I like the team part of it. So my majority of my fitness is literally, it's training on a Sunday. With paintball. I know you hear it all the time. Nothing will keep you fit like for paintball, like paintball. Mm-hmm. But I know for a fact I can definitely work harder than what I do. But then flip side of that, I'm on my feet for 12 hours a day with the shifts I do. Yep. So that helps me. Like I lift heavy starter motors. Like it's the usual thing. Pick something heavy up. It's going to help you out. You can definitely do it way smarter, which is what Kai's for. Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm not a shining light of someone that shows what you should be doing. I can definitely point to other guys on my team, like obviously Faz. Everyone knows that boy is triple C thick. Like he loves to train. That's his thing. Like he used to be a head coach at F45. He's now doing other things in his life, but he still trains like a demon. Dan Woods plays. God, that man doesn't stand still. So Dan's big into CrossFit. He's part of the cult. He plays mixed basketball with his wife. He plays badminton. He's played badminton for years. Yeah. For those that don't know, Dan is a wannabe Asian, big time. So he's gravitated towards. It's the area you grew up in. But no,
he's Vietnamese.
He is a Vietnamese. But no, the dude is always working. Like he works, like he's always out doing something. That's his evenings. His evenings are at a mixed sport or CrossFit or paintball. That's Dan. I know Stevie works out a lot and runs and is quiet, but achieves stuff. That's what the other guys on my team do. I'm definitely not a good example of keeping fit for paintball. But it's something I do aspire to do better with. Yeah. Because as I am getting older, I know I need to use it, otherwise I will lose it. And it will affect me and it will stop me being able to play at the level I want to play at for as long as I do. That's the long and short of that one. But yeah, that's where guys like, as I say, it's where Kai comes into his own.
It is. Look, I never really enjoyed going to a gym, and for as long as I can remember, I've always had a home gym. And my young bloke's mum, my ex-wife, she used to work at a gym, and and I tried a couple of times, and it just wasn't for me. So I always had a squat rack and shit at home, and just did shit at home. Back when I was drinking, I used to drink beers while I trained, and it was good time management. And I used to think it was perfect, mate. I'd just go out into the gym with a 6-pack and it was magic. But yeah, I like training at home, like I like squatting barefoot. and I like using chalk, mate. Not many gyms let you do that shit. So,
True. Yep.
So that's things I like, and I like training barefoot for some reason. I just feel better doing it. So
we can't let you do that at the gym. You drop a weight on your foot and we lose our gym.
100%. So,
and you talk the whole place up, and the next person's going to come and whinge at me for half an hour.
Yeah, I went to grab the bar, and all the knurlings full of chalk. People would just lose their shit over it. But man, I dig that. I like that, and that's the rock climber in me coming out. That I always had chalk on my hands doing that, and I like it. So I like coming in with chalk on my shirt and feeling like I've done something. So, training for me is mental too, and Kaiser was talking about staying active in lockdown and doing that. And there was a study done recently, and I've always believed that it's good for your mental health to train. It just keeps you centered. You get a little bit of mental fortitude. You see results. You see, and it's good for you mentally. But they did a study recently where they 100 people, and they split them into two groups, and one group spoke to group therapy and psychiatrists for 16 weeks, and one group trained 3 days a week for 16 weeks, and they assessed where they were mentally before and after. And the people that trained 3 days a week had better mental growth and had better resilience over the people that were having like counselling sessions.
100%.
Yeah, and it's not saying don't, like if you're talking to someone, keep talking to them, but just maybe put some training in your life as well. Like there's benefits for talking to people as well. So don't ever think you can just train and not talk to people either. In a perfect world, you'd do both, and then life's good. So that's for me. That's part of why I train. Like mentally, it's just I need that hour of just my time, music on. Even at home, I train in headphones. Just in the shed, I still put headphones in because I can't hear anything else then either, and it's just sort of my time.
Look, I've got a bit of a skeleton that I say to new clients or new gym members. Exercise sucks. That's why we invented sport, to make it fun. Going to the gym can be a real struggle for people. Like you, Jonesy, you get to the gym, you make any excuse not to be there. Oh, I forgot my pre-workout. Oh, I haven't got my headphones. Oh, my foot's stuck in my shoe.
One loop of my shoelace is longer than the other.
Yeah.
But
and
anything.
Anything. And look, the hardest thing about going to the gym is just walking through the door.
Yep.
And the hardest thing in lockdown is you don't get to walk through the door. You've got to do it yourself.
Yep.
And if you're feeling like you're unmotivated and you're not feeling like doing anything, it's normal. And especially during lockdown, it is normal. But try to stay active. Go to the dog park, go for a walk. Any Eskimos out there that need a hand with anything, just find me on Instagram, DirtRocker360. Shoot me a message. If we're not friends, I don't care. Reach out to me. I will help you out with a body weight program for nothing. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I will video call you, FaceTime me. I will show you the exercises. Just stay active, stay moving. After 8 months in lockdown, I know what you're going through in Sydney. Unfortunately, I do. I know. And, I copped a massive hit financially. And I was telling the guys before we started recording, when I got back to the gym, and I don't believe in scales. I think scales give you a complex, especially living in America, living in California with the guys. I used to run boot camps, and the girls there are kooks as it is. But you put them on the scales there, and they get bulimic and they get addicted to X, Y, Z. The scales aren't your friends. What your friends are is how you feel, how you fit into your clothes, how you feel walking with the shopping up the stairs. That's measures.
Body.
Your sex body. That's if you need help, just reach out. We always say it ain't weak to speak. It ain't weak to speak about your fitness. And the guys going through this lockdown in Sydney, just reach out to me if you need. Even if I don't know you, just reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help you out. Just stay moving. It's so hard to stay motivated during these times. But like I was about to say, when I got back to the gym, I did jump on the scales just out of interest because I'm a manager. I'm the personal training manager at my gym. I'm the head PT. You know, when the gyms reopen, I'm the first one back. I go back the day before everyone does. I get the gym ready. You know, so I've got a gym. So, I walk past all this equipment. I jumped on scales and I was telling the boys, I can't remember what it was, but I was 112 or 108 kilos and it wasn't muscle. I'm back down to 96. But even all of us, I've got a gym in my backyard and I wasn't even walking into it after a few months in lockdown because I was that head boggled from, I was that demotivated. Your sleep patterns out. You're going to bed I go to bed at 9 o'clock normally. I'm up at 5 a.m. every morning. During lockdown, I go to bed at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Smash a bottle of whiskey. I eat ravioli with cream and bacon, and I'm a veggie.
Stop.
I'm eating bacon and mushrooms, and mushrooms I love, but I even started eating all sorts of shit that I don't even eat. Like, you just get out of control, and it's normal. It ain't weak. It's normal.
Yep.
Hit me up if you need. Rant done.
Rant done.
No, it's the best. That was the best rant, man.
Yeah.
It comes back to what the Eskimos are about.
Yeah, 100%. We're a brotherhood. We build that brotherhood. And I guess the takeaway is it's not weak to speak. It's not weak to ask for help. And man, Kaiser's put it out there. That's, what do you normally charge for a program, mate?
$60, but if you're an Eskimo, nothing.
Yeah, exactly. So take advantage of it. If you're sitting at home thinking, what am I going to do with my time? Hit Kaiser up, flick him a message. If you're not a friend with Kaiser, hit me up and I'll make a group chat with Kaiser so that he knows what's going on. But take advantage of it, guys, because, man, look after yourselves. It is a tough time.
So you do with anything. I can show you what we call a prison workout. I can show you what to do in a 6x10 with nothing.
Yep. So
it's better than doing nothing. And even if you do it once a week, it's better than not doing it once a week.
Well, exactly. You're going to be better off than you were last week if you do it once a week. It's as simple as that. And if you're just going to make little changes, make little changes. And if you, my biggest tip for anyone wanting to start working out is don't say I'm going to do it 5 days a week. Think about realistically what you can do and sustain for the next 3 months. And if that's 2 days a week or 1 day a week, just commit to that, because once you do 2 days a week for at least a month, you'll be like, shit, I can do another day here, and you'll find time for it. But don't go out of the blocks and go, fuck, I'm going to do 6 days a week. I'm going to run in the morning, lift weights at night, because you'll do it for maybe a week, maybe two, and you'll just think, oh, fuck this, I'm done. So
a mouse on a wheel looks at the step in front of him.
Yeah.
Right? If the mouse looks 3 steps ahead, he falls off the wheel.
Yep.
Just step at the step in front of you, and before you know it, the wheel's turning. Don't try to step 3 steps ahead.
Yep.
Be like the mouse.
And not Goldman here.
No, don't be like
Well, if you want to be like the mouse, I'm sure we can probably find someone that'll help you get that juicy juice.
Yeah. Lucky we don't test in paintball.
Do not.
But yeah, take that advice. Do what you can commit to, and be consistent with. And 1 day a week consistently is more than what you were doing last month. So, it's all improvement.
Walt Disney said in 3 months you'll wish you started today.
That's it. That's exactly right. So all good. Anything else we want to touch on, boys? There's no events next week.
No, we've got our NXL's coming up in 3 weeks. But yeah, I'll have news on that in the next week or so.
I've got paintball practice.
Hey,
attaboy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the big thing, guys. Like if you are coming out of lockdown, you haven't been able to chance to get to the field, go see your friends, go see people, and if you can get to the field, get to the field. If you can't get this week, go next week.
I'm a club bouncer. I bounce one of the biggest nightclubs in Melbourne. I will probably finish work at 3 a.m. on Saturday night / Sunday morning.
Straight to the field?
0 fucks given. I'm going straight. Yeah. And the guys, because we're locked in for groups of 10 through certain times. Yep. And the guys, the cartel group chat, they're like, you're going to be messed up. You're going to be tired. I'm like, I don't care. Like, I will dry scoop pre-workout. I don't care.
Yep.
See you at 9 a.m, boys.
It's on.
I'll punch on with 323-year-olds out the front of the club. I'll still see you at 9 a.m. Touch wood. Jeez, I'm sick of that shit.
Done. All good. We'll get out there and enjoy it, Kaiser. Say good day to all the lads down there. If you are listening, do us a favor and you love the show, jump on buymeacoffee.com/Eski Couch. Show some love, guys. And if you can give us a review, give us a like, give us a share, spread us around, we would love that. Anything else you boys want to add, Timmy?
No, we'll see you all next week.
Done.
Shout out Connor John. Thanks for wagging.
PB Athlete. Yeah, he's
missing our Serious Ninja.
Obviously doing his photo shoot, mate. He's busy in the booth, so that's what it is.
Busy in the booth, looking real serious about buying my shirt.
And if you haven't bought anything off Connor, jump on it. He does make some good shit.
Quiet, or else.
Yeah, or Connor will come round.
He'll send the anchor.
The anchor.
No, I had to slip it in there. Just so
mate, it's perfect. I appreciate it. I'd sort of let it slip. But yeah, we're all good. Anchors away. Right. We'll
speaking of, that was this week. That was a year since that.
What's that? Oh, to the eye, 1 year.
Keeper, Monday. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
True. Nice.
Yeah, so one of those random ones. So yeah.
Yeah. Happy Shark Eye.
Yeah.
Should we make this the unofficial Paintball Shark Week then?
Right.
Yes, I love it. Do
it. So thanks for checking in on our unofficial Paintball Shark Week episode. Speaking of that, so on Shark Week, just for a little bit of a shits and giggles, go onto YouTube and look up the Astra Shark video on YouTube. So Holden did this for Shark Week when they released the Astra, right? So jump on YouTube, the Astra Shark, and have a look at the links Holden went to be included in Shark Week. It's a little bit of a laugh. I'll put a link on this video when we upload it. Click on the link and go to it. It's funny as fuck. Anyway, we're done for the week. Happy Shark Week, guys. And we'll see you boys next week.
Guys are out.
See ya.
Powering off.